Yes, guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm your boy, Jordan Antonio Brown, and I'm giving you another daily dose of a jab. So obviously, you've seen the thumbnail. It's mad right now, but tonight is the big game. 5 in a row. Can we do that for the first time in how long? God knows how long. The first time Man United can do that. And I think tonight will be the night. You know, West Ham are struggling in the relegation zone, my old club, West Ham. And they are starting to pick up a little bit of form in terms of their results. However, I think Man United, it's a game where you'd be licking your lips and you'd be thinking, yeah, even though it's at the London Stadium, away from home, I think Man United can do the job. Let's talk about Man United's recent performances. So, started off with Man City, and Man City weren't in the best of form. They actually had, one win in 6 before the Liverpool game, which was obviously it's not title form contention. And yeah, Man United served them on the plate. I think 4 or 5 goals in the game. 2 of them got disallowed, and you're looking at a 1 in a million, kind of result in terms of how Man United were playing previously before that. So you're thinking, it's nothing. They're not going to go do it again. And what did they do the next game? They went 1 goal down against Arsenal, leveled it back 1-1, 2-1 up, 2-2, didn't drop their heads, and Cunha, the last 5 minutes of the game, ended up serving Arsenal on a plate. After that, Man United played Fulham, and everyone was talking about Fulham being the big test out of all the results. And Fulham, obviously 2-0 up, draw the game 2-2 again. You're thinking, what is going on? Sesko, obviously with the big winner, sealed the deal for Man United, and obviously made it 3 games in a row. So we're thinking at this point, hey, there's a bit of hope. We might be able to cut our hair in a few weeks. It's a glimmer of hope. 1 game a week and everything like that. You're thinking, rah, it's gonna be mad. You're gonna potentially league. Everyone's talking about league. I'm joking. Calm down. Michael Carrick and this form from, let's say, October, November, you never know. This could actually be a different story. And Man United actually could be sitting already second on Arsenal's heels. But we're going to find out if this is going to carry on, obviously, for the rest of the season and obvious next season. We're going to see who Man United appoint if that is Michael Carrick. So, last game was Tottenham, and Tottenham went 1 man down, or they went, in Romero's silly red card. And everyone's also saying it's easy to play against 10 men. I can assure you it's not that easy, especially that there's no hope from a team that is sitting 15th in the league. They already don't have belief before the game starts. So when you get a man sent off and you go a man down, they're just going to go default settings and go 10 men behind the ball, bank it up. No one comes down the middle of our team. So, obvious, Man United, great corner, great set piece. Embuemo scores. And then obviously you're looking at a great goal in Bruno Fernandes. That finish, underrated. Even though he's hit it off his shin or whatever, like, to get clean like that on the run, like, fair play. Seshko, he could have sealed the deal with another goal and made it. I think he's on a run of 4 goals in the last 6 games or something silly like that. So he's actually doing quite well, to be honest. And he's actually coming into form. So yeah, I think United tonight is the night where they get their 5th win in a row. And, guys start cutting their hair. It's actually crazy. This guy, shout out to him, United Strand. I see him do an advert or a commercial with Shades, with Nico. And yeah, he's everywhere. Does he really want to cut his hair though? Or does he really want Man United to win? Because if this is giving you that much press and that much, buzz, like, you don't want the gig to stop, in it. You want it to carry on. How much do you support Man United? That is the question. You know what I mean? How much do you support Man United? Do you really want Man United to win, or do you have a bigger agenda here at hand? Let's say for me, I'm going to be like, listen, next time this happens, I'm not cutting my nails. You know what I mean? Something like silly like that I can make up, just can get a bit of traction for the YouTube. Obviously, we're small creators here. We need your subscribers, we need your likes, we need your engagement in the comments. So make sure you do that so I don't actually have to do nothing outrageous like that. However, yeah, it would be a cool idea to do something like that and, you know, get a bit of traction to the channel. So yeah, what is the Man United's team? I think they're gonna stay with, to be honest, their regular lineup with Dalot, Maguire, Martinez, Shaw, Casemiro, Kobe, Fernandez, Mbuemo, Ahmad. Yeah, Cunha, probably. I think that would be the front three. So let's talk about the midfield three and how Ruben Amorim couldn't get that midfield three working together. How could they, like, did he not see it in training one time? Did he not think, like these three together would actually be decent? Like, what was he thinking in that regard? I'm kind of concerned. You know, I think he was a decent manager. I think he was just very stubborn in his ways and very, you know, rigid in terms of not being able to change along the way. And I think there's sayings out there. I don't know exactly what the saying is, but you know, you make good decisions when you can change on the fly, basically. And especially in investing and trading. Like when it comes to investing and trading, if you make a bad investment, you can cut it quickly. And maybe that's what Man United should have done when they seen this going on from the beginning. They should have cut their investment early and said, listen, I'm going to take the hit right now. I'm not going to hold. I'm not going to see it out and see if, you know, it's going to get better, because evidently it didn't get better, and I don't think it would have got better anytime soon. So there was no point banking on it. As you can see, Michael Carrick is doing what he should have done probably from the beginning of the season with this squad, with this midfield three, and also with the attacking, you know, strikers. You even got Zertsky on the bench, and you have Šeško, you have players that have been loaned out. You know, Man United squad looking decent right now. I can't lie, they're looking decent. However, I think they need a few big signings in the summer, probably a 3-4 starting players, and then now you're looking at a title contention team. So let's see how that goes. What is the score prediction? Put your score predictions in the comments. Obviously, this video is going to come out before the Man United game. I'm going to do a prediction myself, and I'm also going to do a match reaction to what actually happened in the game. Man United are currently sitting 4th in the table, 1 point ahead of Chelsea, 3 points behind Aston Villa, and you never know what can happen. Obviously, can they get second? It depends on if Man City slip up and don't catch Arsenal. And yeah, it could be a possibility, but Michael Carrick, Rio Ferdinand's not going to say it, but I might say it. Michael Carrick is at the wheel. This is another daily dose of a jab. I'll catch you on the next one.